Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. This is BT Plays here, and today we'll be testing out the Maserati MC12 Touring Car Edition. That is right, we're going back to the touring car vehicles. We haven't done a touring car vehicle review in a while, so we're going back and we're starting off with the MC12. But before we get into that, make sure you do like and subscribe, as it does help out the channel a lot, and it's free, so you may as well. But firstly, let's start off with the price of the MC12, and let's see how much it actually is to buy in game. So to buy in game, it costs 452,200 crew bucks, and it also costs 64,600 crew credits as well. So it's fairly average price, actually pretty cheap for a touring car vehicle. I think it's actually one of the cheapest touring car vehicles in the game, so we'll see how well this vehicle actually is, considering it is one of the cheapest vehicles in the game. But firstly, let's start off with the customization, and as you know, touring car vehicles do not have much customization at all. Obviously you can change the colour, the vanity items and the livery. That's pretty much about it. There's not much else going for it really, and I'm going to stick with the blue for now. Visual parts, again, as you see, there's literally barely any visual parts you can change, just the caliper colour and sometimes the wheels. But touring car vehicles don't have much customization to go off. It's mainly just the performance, which we'll get into now, seeing as the customization obviously isn't great. So this vehicle is a 257 to start off with, so the base performance level of this vehicle is a 257, and it has a 205 miles per hour top speed with 745 horsepower, which again is not too good. It's fairly bad for a touring car vehicle, but no one uses a vehicle with the base performance parts. So we're going to put on the 320 parts, and we're going to see how well this vehicle looks now, because we haven't actually tested it out yet, but we're going to see how well the stats actually look for this vehicle with the max parts that it can possibly have on, which are 320. So as you can see, the top speed instantly goes up 42 to 247 miles per hour, with the horsepower being 986. 0 to 60 in 2.4 seconds, a quarter mile in 8.77 seconds, and brake distance 60 to 0 is 19.8 yards. So this vehicle definitely has a lot better stats than when it started, but is it better than some of the other touring car vehicles that we've tested out? And is it going to be good? Because we don't actually know, because it's one of the cheapest vehicles touring car wise. So is it actually going to be worth your money? Well, let's see if this vehicle is actually worth your money, and we'll get straight into an event and we'll see if it is worth it. Okay, we hit the event, and we're ready to test out this vehicle and see if it is good or just even usable in this game. But yeah, we'll test it out right now. And the back of this thing, I will say right now, does look a bit, just a tiny bit like the Zonda. Obviously both Italian cars, but don't really have similarities in other aspects. Right, let's test out the MC12. Okay, acceleration wise, it didn't really feel that fast. It's raining as well, which does not help the turning one bit, but we are going fairly fast right now, considering obviously boost does play an impact in that as well. Turning, the brakes are fairly good. Obviously it is raining, that's not an excuse though, but so far definitely could be a tiny bit faster on the acceleration front, but so far everything else seems to be fairly decent. It's not the best I've ever tried ever. It's definitely not the worst either. Like the braking isn't the best. We're not really getting a top speed either, but it's usable. This vehicle is very much usable, considering as well that this vehicle mainly brought by people who have just started out, ones who just want to start doing touring car events. These people will normally probably purchase the MC12 just because it is one of the cheapest, or the cheapest touring car vehicle you can possibly buy. So starting off, it is very, very usable, as you can see here, but maybe for getting to the ace races and stuff like that, it's it can be quite a struggle to actually get going. But I feel like that's with every touring car vehicle. I don't know why, I just have a bad relationship with touring car vehicles. They either don't like me or I just can't use them. It's just really weird. Yeah, I don't know, I just find touring cars so awkward to use. It's just, that's my opinion anyway. And of course you can change the pro settings of this vehicle, probably make it a lot better than what it is at base, but as you know, I like to just keep things vanilla, and I like to keep my tests as pure as possible, so I will not be adding any pro settings onto this vehicle whatsoever. And as what you're seeing right now is just what this vehicle comes like straight out of the box. But yeah, very, very average, average price. Obviously customization, we're not even going to factor that into this at all, and just an average performance as well. But definitely not the worst, definitely not the worst. Right, we managed to complete the race anyway, which is always good, and always good to come first as well, considering you may not think it would come first, but it did. And now it's time for me to give my final verdict of this vehicle. Obviously, like I said, I cannot factor in the customization because touring car vehicles don't have much customization. That's just what this game does. So firstly, the price, like I said, one of the cheapest, if not the cheapest touring car vehicle in the whole game, which is obviously very, very good for beginners starting out. And the performance does match the price. It is very basic and very average. That's all I can say about the performance. The turning wasn't that great. The acceleration, it wasn't that great either. Getting off from a turn, it took a while, but that's what you get for the price. So my final verdict of this vehicle is I would give it a 6 out of 10. I'll give it a 6 out of 10. It's not the best, and it's not the worst touring car vehicle in the game. It's definitely usable for them beginners, but that's only my opinion. Tell me what you think of this vehicle down below. Tell me if you really like it, or if you're like me, you just think it's very, very average. Anyway, that has been me. Do make sure you do like and subscribe if you did enjoy the video, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.